this game to watch. Blessing, a curse, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so we're moving right into the finals here. The Grand Finals versus HSK's Lucete, also the winner of Disaster's release tournament, or release event, and Pain. Not SVO Pain, but new Pain, fresh Pain, T-Pain.
Bringing the pain.
Bringing the pain. Let's see if you can bring the pain to Lucete. And this is going to be a...
This is going to be a Haven Mirror.
Haven Mirror, Lucete bringing Lions, of course, and Pain bringing Tinko.
So Lucete is on Lions, which sideboards into Tenko, and Pain is on Tenko, which sideboards into Lions.
So it'll be interesting to see in the second game. I doubt you want to play the straight mirror, but Tinko versus Tinko or Lion versus Lion. So I expect both players might just stay on their standard lineups.
And we've seen both these players already, even when given the option to move to their sideboard. They both said, you know, I like how my main deck looks, and they've chosen to not sideboard.
These are both the players, of course, that we've seen through all their games so far choose not to sideboard at all. Community release event. Look, I can't see that. I'm sorry. Lucete, of course, winning the community release event last weekend. I keep calling it Disaster.
Sellsword Lucius is a card that I like. I like just nice 1-mana 1/1s. He doesn't see too much play at the moment, but something about that card. Have you seen that one animated? It looks beautiful.
I have not.
The rain in it is very nice.
Oh, that one. Yeah, of course. I like all the Swordcraft cards that have the rain in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Also, please excuse any explosions in the background, as it is 4th of July in America, and there are fireworks going off everywhere.
Alright, so Father Punishment coming in just in time. But look at this curve for Pain.
I think we will not see this Father Punishment come down on 1 here. I think he will save this to pop the Tinko. I believe that's why it's in the deck, and he only tempos it out when not in this matchup.
Yeah, I think the tempoing out the Father Punishment is generally for when you're out of Evolves and you have just nothing else better you can get out of it.
More AM2, doesn't feel too bad. Another Sealed Tome. We'll likely see that come down as well.
Yeah, just getting through his deck real quick. Already at 32 cards on turn 2.
Of course, the Haven player trying to match him. The other Haven player trying to match him. Also at 32.
Yeah, both these players are just going to try to cycle through their deck real quick while getting to their game plans.
Yep, no Lion Temple coming down yet.
I have to feel that Lucete, at least in game 1, I think is going to be favored. I think the Lion Crystals are just going to allow him to push the damage just a little bit better and get control of the board a little bit better over the first couple turns.
I also agree. I think the Tinko deck doesn't really have what it takes to end the game fast enough before these Lions start really taking over. I mean, already on turn 4, he has to pretty much pass this turn just to play his Shrine anyways. And that's just going to ping 1. So this damage is going to add up, and the chip healing isn't going to be enough to counteract it. But he chooses to not play his Shrine here.
He might just be going for Lorena into Iron Fist maybe, or maybe even not the Iron Fist, the Water Droplet instead.
He did take the Iron Fist.
If he had gone for the Holy Water, he could have gone Tenko's into Holy Water in the same turn.
Chooses not to play it anyways.
Very interesting to me.
This looks like a setup for a Serenian Hind turn. Maybe. Don't know. He's going to draw a lot. Might overdraw.
Yeah, he's going to be drawing quite a few cards.
So, Dark Hind not looking like the best play on this board. Overdraw City.
Yeah, he's already at 9 cards before those 2 even pop.
Maybe what he wants is to get to a turn where he can play this Tinko Shrine alongside a follower, so he can evolve over something else on board. Because these Lions are going to keep putting out pressure.
So had Pain taken the Holy Water, he would have been able to play the Tenko Shrine and Holy Water at the same time in this turn. I feel like he kind of set himself off for a little bit of an awkward turn here. Yeah,
he definitely, I think, could have taken the Water there, especially considering he didn't even play the Fist. But we also saw Lucete, as he seems to do a lot, play out his last crystal without another in hand.
Yeah, he oftentimes just doesn't. He knows he's got so many crystals in his deck, it doesn't feel like he's ever afraid to actually not find this crystal.
And we're going to see Father Punishment here, just to take out the Achinko Shrine.
Doing his job, punishing him for playing that Tenko Shrine. And now that puts the Tenko Haven in a kind of weird spot. Now you're out of your Tenkos. How do you win this? Hitlerfill, always a good place to start. This is going to buy you a lot of time over the next couple turns.
Yep, of course, getting back up 2. And the Evolve leaves a very sizable body on board. Of course, we do have Budget Tribunal in hand. Draw 2, destroy something. Not going to be terrible. Another Father Punishment as well, to take out the other one.
Maybe we'll see this Father Punishment get saved for something like a second Tenko Shrine.
We can also see a Naoise come down here, just to lessen the damage from that.
Maybe we see this Temple of the Holy Lion come down as well.
I think it's too awkward to play here. You just leave 6 damage on board, and I think you really need to start pressuring. I think you play the Peace Weaver. That way you start next turn with a Lion Crystal, 8 mana, and then you get another Lion Crystal with the Temple.
The Peace Weaver puts you behind a ward, which is nice about that.
Opts for the Temple. Almost the same play, except he gets to play this alongside of it. Chooses to pop the De La Fill.
So now something like another Tenko Shrine could end up getting kind of dangerous.
Of course, he does have more answers to it in his deck. The Lucete's deck, of course, running Seraphic Blades as well. It is, however, a very expensive answer.
Bashful Almirage. Just making a small little buddy boy to go on this field. So what's nice about this, actually, is you don't give Lucete too much space to put their lions onto the field.
Yep, we're just going to see the 4/4 come down here.
We might even see a lion get burned here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of the lions get played just to charge up the lion crystals just a little bit faster.
We definitely could, and we do. He does go for it. He does, of course, have more in hand with his Peace Weaver. So he goes for that play. Which means that he can play the Peace Weaver alongside 2 lions next turn. And he'll be able to play 2 lions behind it. That's not shabby.
And there's the second Nemesis Purge.
And I believe that second lion will be a Storm. So he should already have those online.
Black Inscripture on a Father Punishment. Not the best feeling in the world, I have to feel.
Yep. Payne doing his best Dirt Rune impersonation here. Evolving the Stealth Follower face. Card reminds me of...
Shadow Reaper.
not quite Shadow Reaper, but what's the name of the card?
We're talking about the Dirt Rune one, something Midnight, something about
Midnight Witch or something.
I just know it's a 3/2 that has Earthright and turns into a
4/3. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the card for some reason, but Bashful Almirage reminds me of it. I don't know why I can't remember the name of that card.
Yeah, this is bothering me now.
Alright, he's going to look it up, I assume. While we're waiting for Mr. Payne here to decide what to do with all 3 of these Serenian Hinds. Pretty awkward hand. We might just see the Godsworn Alexiel come down here. And we do see that come down. Besides not the trade with the Snow White, as there would be no point.
Now there's a second Seraphic Blade now. But you're just not pressured enough to have to actually use it.
You could use it just to get rid of this Alexiel, or you could Black Inscripture it after the second line. He does decide to get rid of the Alexiel with it and just goes face here for 8. Meaning lethal next turn.
Mage of Nightfall is the name of the card.
Mage of Nightfall. I don't know why I couldn't remember that.
I knew it had something to do with nighttime. I was frozen other than that.
All right, we see Jean come down here. And this looks like it's gonna be the game for Lucette.
Yeah, a Lion Crystal plus Seraphic Blade is going to be enough to close this one out.
There's multiple ways to leave Leo. He could just play 3 Lions if he wanted to.
Yeah, that he could be too.
All right, and that's game 1 in the finals going to Lucette over
Pain.
Free Agent New Pain. T-Pain.
The Pain.
So Lucette brought the pain to Pain. Did not get the pain.
But Pain, I don't think, is going to take that sitting down. I think he wants to bring the pain as well, as his name implies.
Of course. And we see Pain just readying back up immediately.
Immediately slams that ready button, saying, I have no intention of sideboarding. I know you have no intention of sideboarding. Let's just go.
I think Lion is very obviously heavily favored in this matchup. Especially Lucette's build of it with 3 Father Punishments to consistently get those Tenko Shrines popped. And we see both players decide not to sideboard and hop immediately back into the match.
And I think this is a mistake for Pain. I think Pain has the ability to switch out his cards that might not be helping him as much as some of the cards in sideboard could be. And he's just over and over again deciding not to go for that.
He does have a 1 of Father Punishment in his sideboard, right?
I do believe he does.
I would have liked to see Pain go into Lions there, just because I think from what we just saw, Lions is so favored against Tenko that you really need to, I think at that point, try for the first high roll and just go first in the matchup.
Well, I think there is a little bit more nuance to the matchup than that. But yeah, it does seem like there is a 1 of Father Punishment in Pain's sideboard. I do think he is hurting himself by not bringing that in. But he's chosen over and over again to only queue up Tenkos, so there must be a reason for this that we don't fully follow.
Yep, and we see Peace Weaver coming down here for Lucette. Or not Peace Weaver, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the one in his hand.
I think more importantly, we
Lion
see
Temple.
The first Father Punishment already ready for this first Tenko Shrine.
Yep.
Now there is the second one this time for Pain. Last time Pain didn't have the second Tenko Shrine to fall back on.
I think we're going to see Lion Crystal and the second temple here. Chooses to play the Morier on 3 instead. So I can get behind this. It's very reasonable, as you know that your opponent's probably going to play a dead Amulet on 4, and then look to evolve something on 5. So very low chance of him having a follower, more than 1 follower on board, as long as you deal with this
next turn you can play
Snow White. But he chooses to play, again, not the Tenko on 4. He chooses to play the Jean Beacon of Salvation instead.
And this is 2 times in a row, so there must be a reason he's doing this. Maybe he's afraid of losing the board to some extent. I do think he had the time to play it this turn. He just didn't have a good follow-up for it.
If Lucette so wanted, he could play this Father Punishment and take out that Snow White. I do not think he should. I think he knows he's playing against Tenko. He should keep it. He does. He chooses to do so.
Yeah, you have this Tenko Shrine. You have your Father Punishment already ready for that Tenko Shrine. There's no reason to just waste it on something small.
And Pain choosing to play a large Stealth Follower when there's a Moria and Encomium popping. He could have very easily just lost that 50-50. And it would not have felt very good. So, play a couple crystals here, and then you can play the Peace Weaver to, protect them a little bit. Very menacing board. Chooses to play all 3 crystals, though. Values the 4/4 over the 3/2 ward.
And this is something we've seen Lucette do pretty consistently every time he has the opportunity to develop more crystals. He usually does. He trusts his deck to give him more of the crystals that he wants later on in the game. And he just wants to get to that end game a little bit sooner rather than just stall out and have 2 crystals in his hand. Why not just have no crystals in his hand and just get them developed?
And a very feels bad man, Serenian Hind, coming down here. Going to look to evolve, pull an amulet from the deck. Not sure what he's looking for. Globe would fit nicely, but he finds the 3rd shrine.
Which is a little unfortunate because he hasn't even had the time to play the first one.
Of course, there's no way Lucette's getting through this turn without burning an evolve, I think. So I think you can trade your 1 Lion and then play Father Punishment and clean up this board nicely.
I don't think he needs a Father Punishment quite yet.
He could also do this.
You only have 1 Father Punishment, and you want to be able to answer a Tenko Shrine should one come down.
Yep. Chooses to do it with the Lorena instead. And of course, Sealed Tome for 0 coming down. No reason not to.
Could have gotten spicy. Could have held on to that sealed tome for his legendary fighter.
Finally see the Tenko coming down, probably alongside this White Fang Tenko.
And finally, we're going to see this Tenko Shrine take something out.
And finally, we're going to see this Father Punishment take something out.
I do believe that's what's going to happen.
Then we have another one in hand for one of the other two. So as long as Lucete keeps this board pressured, we're going to see this Father Punishment just punish Pain.
Yeah, and I wonder, I don't think so, but I wonder if we're going to see this Holy Lion Crystal just come down, just once again, develop the crystal.
I think not this time. I think throwing away the follower into the Void Beyond is a mistake, especially when it's the only one you have in your hand. You have no other generators for them in your hand at the moment.
Yeah.
So
and you don't really have access to fast card draw either.
Yep. Happy Pig going away here, but going to ping Lucete for 2 here.
Bullet to the face for his troubles.
Might see the other Father Punishment here, just because Lucete does not like that Tenko Shrine.
I think we might just see all crystals this turn. Nope.
Nope. Goes for the punishment, which I like, because again, he still doesn't have more crystal generators. He's also, I believe the next one he summons will be Storm. So he can just start racking up 12 damage turns and has a 2-turn lethal setup here. And this is a board that's big enough that Pain does not want to play this Tenko out. He will probably play the Godsworn Elixir here, or the Themis' Purge, which he goes for.
And Themis' Purge just does not feel good here.
Nope. And this is just opening the door for
more Stormlines.
Up to 12 damage from Lucete. He will probably just go for 2 Lions, and then Nauis, or a Legendary Fighter. Of course, couldn't play the Legendary Fighter first because of the enhance effect on the Lion. He wouldn't have gotten it back the second time.
Would have also been a little interested in seeing the Morii just to find more cards, but the reason you don't go for the Morii is because that does take up board slots for the next 2 turns.
Yep.
Slowing down your lethal.
And this just looks like a concede from Pain here. Not a whole lot to do with his hand.
It looks like Pain is just running out of the options he needs to win this game.
He's going to get a clear here, then 2 pings. Plus the 1 heal, so he is 1 out of lethal range this turn.
Just barely staying alive here.
So I think Lucete should play it safe this turn. Fall back, just clear his board, get the 4 face you can, whatever you need to get face. You don't have to go all face this turn.
You only need to get 1 ping to hit the face here.
Goes for 2. We'll likely trade over this Bashful. Into the Bashful.
We might just see a Black Inscripture for that as well. Black Inscripture.
He's hesitating. Maybe he's sleepy and didn't count right.
Black Inscripture does line up quite nicely against that 6-3. Sets your opponent down to 1 if you want to go face with your Lion.
Yep, the play I like here, since you took the 2 to face route, is Black Inscripture and go face for 4 more. Because you need to guarantee you have the Lions.
Once you do that, you have your Holy Lion Crystal for Storm, plus your Seraphic Blade to remove whatever wards your opponent may play.
And that looks like his line.
And Pain, I believe, is going to be drawing his last card of the tournament.
And that's going to be Alexio coming down here. It's the only reasonable play. Didn't play the Morii first to see if he would draw anything.
There's the Morii.
Morii into a Themis' Purge could have cleared that board.
But it wouldn't have been enough.
Yep, and we're just going to see 2 Lions to trade and then 1 more to face. And that's a quick 2-0 finals for Lucete, who takes his 2nd tournament in a row.
Yeah, this is very, very strong performance for Lucete. Also, very well